you were in the pop punk hardcore world. When did you kind of start to get into the sync side of stuff?
It's weird. I just like didn't really have any desire to learn how to like produce pop punk. Like, you know, I was in a pop punk band and like we'd go do our records with whoever we did them with, and it felt very like black and white to me.
So I'm going to slate. This is the first time I always write take one as a joke for my interviews because they're always take one. But this is world's first cinema take two. Woo! Dude.
Second time's always better.
Second time's a charm. I kicked off our last chat. I was referencing. By the way, so this is Tommy. Tommy actually is in all of my interviews.
Tommy's here to make sure we actually record.
Yes,
We record the audio.
we are recording.
Tommy really is. He's in all of my interviews. He happened to not be here last time, and I was hoping he would be. But today you're here. Audio is recording.
Yeah.
And we need you here.
We're going.
You guys coming back because I joked last time that it had been about 10 years since mine and Phil's first interview because Phil used to be in Neck Deep.
Oh, yeah.
And we were talking about how it had been 10 years since our first chat. So then I said, now you guys will come back in 10 years and we'll see where we're at. It actually ended up being 6 days.
Yeah.
You're back.
You just missed Phil.
We couldn't stay away.
I missed Phil so much. I'm going to push this a little closer to you. I'm not risking any audio issues today. My God. That was the first time in my life I had everything set up, and then I hadn't thought that Fish came in here to do a couple things. I didn't think to recheck the mic settings when he stepped out.
So it's Fish's fault, really.
It's not. I should have checked it, and I should have known to double down and check all of the footage or all the mic settings. That wasn't the case. And then because of that, we had no audio. But I really appreciate you guys stopping back.
We're back, baby.
We're back.
What's more exciting is that at least now that you're back, I've had a chance to watch the new music video that you guys are dropping.
That's true.
It's for your song Palm Reader, which is also the title of your EP that's coming out.
All true.
I'm not sure if the EP release date has been revealed or if the title has been revealed, but it does come out October 6th. We will cut that if we need to. But I want to dive into this song, this video. I have finally heard it. One thing I have to point out, I was given a cut of this to watch a couple days ago, and then we just all sat around like minutes before we jumped into here, and I saw it. It's colorized. And the one thing I was going to ask you guys about was there's an ending shot on this that you guys had told me in the movie theater was done. Oh, so Tommy, they got this like old out of commission movie theater that someone owns, and that's where they filmed this video.
It looks so good.
It's really cool.
It looks outrageous.
And it was your first video since, was it Make Me a Monster?
Make me a monster.
Yeah, that's the only other one we've done,
Both super cinematic.
Yeah.
You guys are a very, I mean, it's in the name, world's first cinema.
That's kind of the goal.
Yeah.
But at the end of it, there's a shot that was in where I guess the children would go to daycare when their parents were at the theater or something.
There's like Victorian days.
There's like this creepy hand-painted nursery wall.
It's like a mural type thing,
Like giraffes and clowns and like horse-drawn carriages and stuff.
In the first cut, you guys hadn't been added into it yet, though.
No,
we had talked about how you were going to be put onto it. And so my first thought when I saw the cut, I was like, oh, they weren't able to do that. Damn, I was excited to see it. It was in the cut I just saw.
Yeah, just had to go to a specific person.
Yeah.
So it hadn't made its way there yet.
Because all the other edits to the video had to be made first. So Habib was the guy who did it, and obviously did.
Because it wasn't even the original plan for the ending. Like when we first got the video rolling, the original idea for the ending was the director had this idea that was going to kind of be like a nod to The Shining, like how The Shining ends and it zooms in on that black and white photo of him in the ballroom with all the people, and he's like always been there. He was like, yeah, we'll do this cool shot where we'll like zoom in on a photograph of you guys, with all these people in the ballroom or whatever, as if it was a big party. And we're like, oh yeah, that's so cool. I love that idea. I'm a huge fan of The Shining. I was like, that's such a cool little cinematic nod. Yeah, that's fun. Like it's very like our flavor. And then one of the producers, Sargon, called me one day and he was like, we've got this idea. And I was like, okay. And he's like, what if for the ending? He was like, there's this amazing room and it's got this creepy painted mural on the wall. And what if like we do a shot of the mural, and as you zoom in, you realize you guys are painted into the painting. And then as it gets closer, you guys just move a little bit. And I was like, yeah, that sounds great, but how the fuck are you going to do that?
Yet again, just another thing like...
I was like, I love the idea. I don't love how we're going to pay for it or how it's going to work.
How it's going to happen.
I mean, it was like the 10th rabbit these guys pulled out of their hats.
Yeah.
It was
they really were the best video team. It was so sick. But yeah, he was like, well, I'm going to call a friend of mine. And he's like this like Oscar-winning VFX guy. He worked on, Star Wars and Ready Player One, and he did the new Blade Runner. Like he's this insane legend. Like he said something like, "I'm gonna ask him how he'd do it, and hopefully he's gonna volunteer to help with it." I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
When you know Sargon too, you can like hear.
Yeah,
him
I was like, that sounds good.
I'm just gonna ask.
And he was, and then he called back, whatever, and he was like, he's going to do it. He's going to come and do it for us. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
And then just from the cut we saw, it looks sick.
Oh, so sick. Mm-hmm. And the guy, Habib, who he was referring to, came down to the location for the video shoot and hung out for a few hours. And then we spent the next day with him in like a green screen doing the shot to go in. And he was just like the coolest dude ever. He had like crazy stories.
Really.
And he was showing us all these like things on his laptop, like movies he'd worked on and these huge directors and actors that he's just like best buds with and works with all the time. And yeah, he's like a literal like movie legend.
So I looked up his credits after our chat.
Yeah.
And Tommy, you will appreciate this. Movies that Habib has done special effects for. So he just did the latest Ant-Man and the Wasp movie.
Nice.
He did Signs.
Oh!
Yeah, he's not fucking around.
I love
Jumanji.
Signs.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
He did Mask.
Oh!
Like his list of, I think Perfect Storm as well as one of them.
That's the one he was nominated for, I believe.
Oh, wow.
There was something, Sargon told me this story and I'm probably going to butcher it, but it was something to do with like, he invented some piece of VFX technology that was used for the first time in that thing and is now like the industry standard. Like
was it fluid dynamic?
No, that was what I think that was... No, I think the fluid dynamic thing was for Perfect Storm. Like he did all the waves.
Oh, yeah.
But what he invented was this thing that they all use now where, and I'm going to butcher this, but it's to do with like the VFX are live in the monitors when they're not there. So the directors can like, whether it's
visualize
with a VR
what's
headset or on a monitor, they can shoot with the actors in real time and see all the VFX. Whereas in the past, they shoot on a green screen and then they spend ages putting it in. He's got it in a way that like you're like live tracking it.
Yeah.
He was like showing us.
That just all be.
Yeah, that's. He's gonna watch this and be like, "That's not even close."
What is he talking about?
I apologize if I fucked that up.
Nothing to do with it.
I'm somewhere in the right realm, I think. But yeah, he was like showing us all this footage of him, like showing Tom Hanks, like what was that movie that came out recently where he was on the submarine? Tom Hanks was like the captain of the
Captain
submarine.
Phillips.
I don't think it was that one. One of them.
Tommy, you got your
Greyhound.
laptop open. Look it up.
I want to say Greyhound, but that might be totally wrong.
Tom Hanks.
I'm really here just saying things right now.
I mean, it's your second time here in a week.
Yeah.
I would
Greyhound?
You're stressing about
Greyhound?
music video edits.
Is that a movie with the submarine? It's like the big Tom Hanks movie. Yeah, okay, yeah, this one. He did this, and he was showing us this footage of him showing Tom Hanks how it works. But it's not like... It was like a weird thing where he had like a VR headset on or whatever, and he's like looking around. He's just like in a hotel room, and he's looking around this submarine so he can like plan where he wants to say his lines or something. I don't fucking
But as the camera goes
There's
around,
something. Look,
so it's like an alternate
he's a
reality
baller
type
and he's
thing
cool.
that he's created.
And we had no business getting to work with him, and we're very, very appreciative.
We are forever grateful to Habib and Sargon and Katie and Luigi.
Yes.
In the video,
Pulling
it is,
that off.
as of this time, it is out. Palm Reader. It is beautiful. It is stunning. And I'm so happy that I got to hear the song, which had a killer violin. I love that you are doing the violin with stuff.
You have to. It's
the flavor.
It's our hokey, cheesy hook.
I think it brings something so unique and fun to what you guys are already doing, which is unique and fun. And we were talking last time, which nobody will ever hear, how you guys got your start kind of working together by doing sync music. Mm-hmm. And sync music is what's used if you're doing movies or commercials, and it's the music bed that's created to kind of go with the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's how this all sort of kicked off. And then it just, like we were saying last time, it like got totally out of our hands and just like spiraled out of control in the coolest way possible. But it started to sync, and like Phil and I have super different backgrounds, but my background is movie scores and orchestration, and literally being an orchestra kid,
Yeah,
violin growing up. And yeah, we started this to just make material for film and TV and pitch stuff to commercials as this sort of like sync-specific, sync-driven project.
Is something filmed and edited when you go in to sync for it?
No.
Okay.
They will also, depending on the project, but they'll have their own audio team, and sometimes they'll take your stems and they'll cut them up to match. Or you get a vague, because of NDAs and stuff, like you'll get a vague description of what the project is.
Yeah.
We want this, we want it to feel like this, and it's about a truck.
It's
And
about a
it's a
truck.
commercial, or it's a creative project, and then you pitch for it. And, it just depends. Or they take a pre-existing piece of material from a band that they want, and they make you an offer.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll happen that way when you're talking about like Hans Zimmer doing Insta, or like that's like totally different. That's when like this whole score of a movie.
Yeah,
like,
we were talking on a much lower scale where it's like we're competing with other people and sending tracks in to be considered.
Yeah, and they
these
kind of go through a
companies,
list
it's
of,
like, we need
this looks
music
good, this
for a
looks
new intro for a Netflix show,
And
and
they get
it's
400 offers, and they're like,
the show's about this, and it's spooky and it's dark, so we need a song that sounds like this, and we want the lyrics to sort of talk about this.
yes,
And then you make the song, you send it to them, and they pick their favorite one.
Oh, cool.
Is that inspiring to have kind of the limits of
It's fun.
what they expect?
Depends what it is, but it can be really fun.
That's an interesting question. Yeah, I think the limitations do. And Phil and I are really flexible in our production, and we have a lot of fun making that stuff. So when you do get a really specific request, it is kind of cool.
yeah. If
But-
it's a fun one,
That's all to say we, started that way, but we don't really do that at all anymore.
Yeah.
Which is so ironic.
What it reminds me of, Tommy, is Too Hot to Handle. When we were talking about the music.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, there's this reality show called Too Hot to
I
Handle.
haven't watched it, but I know it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great trash.
Tommy and I were laughing our asses off, and between like each scene, there's like a montage of everyone dancing and having a good time, and it's always the cheesiest, dumbest songs that vaguely have to do with what just happened in the scene.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like,
And it's like
someone's job to like
And-
cut all that.
And we were wondering, I was like, I wish it would just cut to a clip in the recording studio of every person singing the different song that happens to be about what exactly just happened on
Yeah.
screen. And now I wonder if it's something like that
And then
to
they all
where
got like $200 for it.
Yeah.
That's like how it goes.
My friends just got a song on Too Hot to Handle.
Oh, we
theirs
probably
was
heard
awesome
it.
though. All the other ones were cheesy, but your friend's song
Totally agree.
absolutely
Yeah.
nailed it.
No, but it was just really funny because it's so that thing. It's like, it's so, those shows in particular are always just like, I don't know, a certain flavor of sync. Like,
Which I'd never thought about that until you guys, because I had to ask them. I was like, wait, what is sync music? And then they were like, oh, it's when you're making the music for this. And so, Phil, I get kind of from your history how you got into the sync side of stuff. But you were in the pop punk hardcore world, which is a bit of a bubble when we're all younger and we think like, we just love this
Sure.
music.
True.
But as you got older and your music horizons kind of expanded, when did you kind of start to get into the sync side of stuff, the problem child side of stuff?
Well, I don't know. I mean, the problem child stuff, I don't think really is to do with the sync thing.
Okay.
That was just like EDM. Like that was just because I'd gotten really into that kind of music, just to enjoy it as a consumer, and I was learning to produce. And it's weird. I just like didn't really have any desire to learn how to like produce pop punk. Like I was in a pop punk band, and like we'd go do our records with whoever we did them with, and it felt very like black and white to me. It was just like, you write the song and then it's guitars and drums, and that's, it is what it is.
Formulaic.
Yeah, like, but once I kind of found that pocket of the EDM scene, I don't know, I would just listen to it and be like, wow, like, I don't, like, what are these sounds? Like, how are they doing this? Especially the more, like, new wave, like organic side of EDM, not like, Bass Hunter and, like, very, like,
Bass
electronic influence. Like, I was listening to people like Grey. And San Holo. Drulu and things like that, and being like, this is so cool. And I just wanted to learn how to do it. So I just kind of went on this mission to teach myself to produce, and was pretty much only producing that stuff. And in just sticking with it and getting slowly better at it, I feel like you kind of get to a point where it's like, if I can do this, like doing regulars, like doing a pop record now sounds so easy. Like EDM especially, I think it's really underrated in that sense. I think if you can produce EDM really well, I think you can produce a lot of things. Like an EDM producer could easily produce a pop punk record, but a pop punk producer could not produce an EDM record.
Yeah.
My opinion.
No,
It's
no,
like,
I feel you.
it's a totally different skill set. And yeah, I've always been super into like cinematic music and a big movie buff, and I don't know, I'd been like working with some people, and I don't know, I just thought it'd be fun to like do something a bit more cinematic, and there was kind of some business opportunities that I thought might work out for that, and I thought, you know what, this will be fun. Let's do some like really overtly cinematic stuff and just see how it sounds and see what happens.
And I know one of your favorite composers is John Williams.
Yeah.
That's who
Oh,
you grew up.
yeah.
Tommy, I knew you'd like that one.
Hey,
God.
So,
love Jay
You
Willie.
just saw him live a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, sweet.
where was he performing?
He was at the Bowl. He
Not-
was,
okay, I could've guessed.
It's a
I
chain
got-
reaction.
He came on right
opened
after
for
you
us.
guys, just
Yeah.
before Tyler
Yeah.
Posey.
There's a huge pit in Jurassic Park.
it was wild.
So both of you, what
I
are
got,
some
I
of
got to
your-
see him at the bowl too.
Oh, you've seen him at the bowl?
Yeah,
Yeah.
such a fun show.
Dude, and
That was wild.
that's what I love out in
Everyone's got
LA.
lightsabers out.
Oh yeah, that was so
Oh, yeah, because
cool.
he did Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are some of both of your favorite John Williams compositions?
Oh,
Like the movies.
I mean, I love E.T. So good.
What's
The
your
bike
favorite?
chase scene, his
Yeah.
score there is insane.
no pressure.
Yeah, that's
There's so many. I just
There
looked
is
up
so
his
many.
resume today, and it's just one of those things to where it's like, oh, you've done everything. You've done every
Yeah.
iconic
Yeah.
film song that you can think of.
91 years old.
Is he 91?
Yeah, dude.
And he's been making hits since he was like in his 20s at least.
Yeah.
wild.
That,
He was saying
Yeah.
that Dial of Destiny, the last Indiana Jones, will be his last one. But I don't know if I believe
I
it.
heard that.
they put
I feel like he's a genius. I feel like he's one of those people that just can't stop. He's going to do it.
Indiana Jones. What a good score.
I am
Oh, yeah.
convinced that like his just prolific sense of creativity is like part of the reason he's so with it.
Yeah.
So aware of
Yeah,
it.
He's
that's true.
constantly
His brain is
stimulating
being,
his
like,
brain.
stimulated,
I think
yeah.
his brain's literally telling his body like you got to stay working.
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah.
You got work to do.
Have you
Get
ever-
that bag, son.
So with someone like him,
He's
does
post bag.
he
Yeah.
write like a full orchestra's stuff to do? Is that what like?
Well, I was about to
Yeah.
ask, have you
I'm
seen?
sure he's got a bunch of peons that help him with the like labor of the scoring.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't even.
He probably just sits there and like hums a melody now.
have
The
you
whole
seen?
team brings it to life.
There's a clip of him playing the E.T. theme for Spielberg for the first time, and it's just
not seen
John Williams on piano giving Spielberg like the melody of it, and it's a cool moment. Like
Film
cool.
history.
Yeah, exactly.
Did he do the Harry Potter score?
Yeah.
Yes, he did. the
Yeah, I
first
thought he did.
three, and then they have someone take over, but his
I mean, the
melodies
main
are
melody.
obvious.
I mean, he's got the
Yeah.
main theme
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
You can tell when it's him too.
That's
The way he
such a
writes
good
it.
Home
song.
It's
Alone.
so good.
Like, that's so iconic.
I
The
do
the
think
score for Home
Jurassic-
Alone.
yeah.
I do think the Jurassic Park theme,
Mm-hmm.
the like,
Yeah.
yeah.
that- because that's like I love his just the idea of him and his work and his like breadth of catalog and stuff is so incredible. But that particular melody like really does speak to me.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
a very emotional record. It's funny because like I honestly don't like Jurassic Park that much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That movie still is one that to this day, what they were able to pull off with special effects in the early 90s,
Dude, it holds
is
up
93.
so hard.
mind blowing.
And I
it's
think
insane.
honestly, I think maybe they just made too many. And
Oh,
that's-
yeah.
Jurassic Parks?
That could. Be
Oh, yeah.
it.
The
That
first
could be it.
one, amazing.
Yeah,
All this
I might-
Crit Pratt stuff.
Yeah.
Crit,
Oh,
who's that?
yeah.
Chris Pratt.
I'm good.
This Crip rap.
Crit Pratt. Crit Pratt.
Rap that the Crips do.
Yeah, I kind of gave up watching them, honestly.
No, I think they got a little silly and strange, but I am still to this day, it's wild what they were able to achieve technologically with that one.
Yeah.
And I think it was
Absolutely
nominated
crazy.
for, was that one nominated for an Academy Award for special effects, do you know?
Yep.
I'd be surprised if
I think it
wasn't.
won.
I was like 9 though, so I had no appreciation of that.
Mm-mm.
I was like,
Yeah.
dinosaur.
You were just like, yeah, there's a dinosaur.
Yeah,
But
They
I'm sure
just got
people
a
like-
dinosaur in.
riffs.
It is people like John
Raptors.
Williams who I'm sure have made that, they opened up that industry of just cinematic scores to everyone, to you,
He's
to...
defined it like oh my god, I was like close to tears watching him at the Bowl just because like
Mm.
you realize like he like literally defined so much of what we think of as just like growing up and like memories. It's
Mm.
crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
you take that score away from some of their movies, it's like,
dog.
Oh yeah.
I don't
okay.
think people realize how much the score brings to scenes or to the movies.
Yep.
Or I've seen clips where they're like, we can make this a comedy scene. We can make this a horror scene. We can make this or that, just all with it. Yeah. When it comes to your music, how is that? Are you guys able, when you want to make a sad song, a happy song?
I think we're quite lucky. It seems to organically always have that tone. I think as well, it doesn't hurt that like most of our songs start on the piano with John. Like it's usually, and anything piano based tends to feel a little bit more cinematic anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't ever feel like this crowbar scenario where we're like trying to make the song cinematic. We just like write how we want it to sound, and it just sounds how it sounds.
Yeah.
Because we do have some that aren't as cinematic, and you know, we have a few tracks that are even kind of more rock riff based.
Oh yeah.
Tell me young people.
So yeah, I don't know. It's very just organic, I think.
Yeah, I don't think we go into it with such an intentional tone. We by now know the world that we want to paint and the universe we want to bring our listeners into. And so it's just writing, being inspired in that space, for sure. It's less intentional of like, all right, now we're going to do a happy one. You know, it's like I'm writing all the time. And, you know, both of us compose and produce and write for, you know, all kinds of projects besides Worlds for Cinema. And so, like, we are writing all the time, and we take the material from that most inspires us.
Yeah.
And we turn it into part of the Worlds for Cinema
And
universe,
it's created this cool kind of blend of both your musical roots and then the cinematic side of stuff, which makes it kind of a fun journey. And you've put 2 songs out of the upcoming EP, SOS.
SOS, I'm in my head. You're gonna have to break me out again.
And Palm Reader.
People come and people go, but I guess that I read you wrong.
So what can we say about the actual EP? I know it's a couple months out, but last time you guys were saying that Palm Reader's a pretty good representation as to who you guys are and would be a good starting track.
I think
but
that's fair.
Yeah, I think this whole EP has a pretty consistent tone. I think, you know, SOS, Palm Reader out, and the other tracks that are going to be on the EP. Like there's a ballad track, which is not unusual for us to do, and then there's another kind of slightly more rocky track, but it still is pretty cinematic and upbeat. And yeah, I don't know. It's definitely just a little moment in time for us, this EP. It definitely has like a flavor to it. It's kind of more, slightly more pop leaning and slightly more on the emotional side, whereas the last one was like very dark and riffy.
Palm Reader, the single especially, I mentioned it last time, and I do feel this way. Like I do feel like that song has a special little piece of like everything that we do in it. You know, it has the violin and the cinematics and the dynamics and the piano, and then like Phil's incredible like big breakdown, almost EDM production on the drops. You know, it's like a little snapshot. It's like little vignettes of like a lot of parts of our world.
Woke in the morning, you took the stars and the moonlight when you left.
I can't wait to hear the full thing together because I had also asked you guys just about transitioning in between songs and kind of how you guys marry the songs together because you are so much on a score-based thing. And there's a bit of that in it, right?
So this EP...
All the like deluxe.
Yeah, I don't even know if we can talk about that, but
We
I
can talk about
don't
whatever
care.
we
So
want.
yeah, it's
We will cut what we need to because I think you said that there were some ideas even with, was it Rituals was the last one?
Yeah.
That there was a deluxe one that
We did-
never came
yeah.
out.
There's one. This like it's sitting on our hard drive right now. We're doing the deluxe EP. The concept is there's an interlude in between every single song that's like full score, violin, you know, like full orchestra score style, 1.5 to 2 minute, and it blends each song into the next one.
The song imagined as like a movie trailer,
Which is
movie
amazing.
score
I
thing,
love
and then
that.
it goes into the actual
And it's
song.
seamless.
Yeah.
It comes right out into the one.
And we do them
flows into
live
the next
too.
one.
Yeah.
which is fun.
And that brings a cool whole new
Yeah.
element
Yeah.
to the live
Just a fun
performance.
thing for us to do and kind of just reiterate this point of like it's a big inspiration for the project, what we want it to sound like and feel like. And we don't just want to like talk about the idea of like it being cinematic. Like this isn't just like a band that we do fun. Like we love doing that side of it. So
No, and when you give them a reason to see the cinematic side of it and hear it, rather than you talking about it as part of the experience,
I
think that really packages it up and sells it.
The deluxe version of Palm Reader will be the first one that's come out where you can actually hear those, because like you said, we did it for the Fables one, which was like 6 tracks, so 6 scores to go along with it, but for various boring reasons we didn't end up releasing those. So yeah, these ones will be the first ones that actually go online.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we will release those old ones later on, but
we will.
Yeah. We can play you some.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear it all.
So you know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah, it's cool.
Because it's a whole lot of words right now.
It is a whole lot of words. And it does, I think it comes off best live too. Because it's like, the idea is it's like watching a movie from start to finish.
Yeah.
It's not one song, then song 2, then song 2.
Yeah.
It's, like,
it's cool too, because if you're a fan and you know the songs, like they always play on the melodies. Like the progression might be different, but the melody is always, it'll be this big kind of movie trailer moment. You'll hear the little like lead vocal melody in the back somewhere. So you're like, oh, like, and then that's when like, oh, they're going to play this song next because I can hear the hook of that song, Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So what is on the books next? Anything else apart from kind of getting ready for this to launch?
EP.
Yeah, that's kind of the main thing.
Yeah, the EP, it's going to be out on Fearless Records, which is who you guys just announced you signed to when you dropped SOS. Which was rad.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's keeping you busy for now.
Yeah, I mean, this EP is going to pretty much take us to the end of the year. I mean, it's August now. Palm Reader's coming out tomorrow. Then we have, a couple more singles before the EP wraps, and that'll basically bring us to more or less the end of the year. So yeah, just kind of pushing that and focusing on that. And in the background, we're working on debut album.
Mm-hmm. Full length type of thing.
That's right, baby.
It's
time.
See, hearing it a big release tying together, that will be fun.
Yeah, so next year will be album year for us.
Well, that's what I'm thinking is like, do we do interludes on the whole album?
Goddamn right we did. Let's go. The deluxe
4-hour
version's gonna be like
album.
27 tracks.
An entire show season of music videos.
That's awesome.
Just go hand in hand.
That's it, man. Yeah, the deluxe is going to be like 20 tracks.
Yeah.
But the interludes are all like a minute long.
So it's not the biggest thing, but it's a proper interlude.
I don't care. They're having them whether they want them or not.
Yeah.
I don't care if everybody says, we don't like these, don't do these.
No, I think it's going to be rad.
I think
because we had mentioned last time I brought up the Zombie EP by Devil Wears Prada, and I loved when there's something that cohesively brings the album together and makes you almost just never want to skip a song because each one flows seamlessly into the next one.
That's also why we do it as like a deluxe. Like if you just want to get in the car and listen to What's So Cinema as a thing, you can just listen to the record. Mm-hmm. If you want to have the whole thing, you can listen to the deluxe version.
If you're not a coward, you can.
Yeah, you're not forced to listen to 2 minutes of cinematic scoring before you get to the pop song that you like.
With the attention spans of like the TikTok era and I feel like it's even hard at times to be motivated, I'd imagine, as an artist to release a full-length album or an EP when so many bands are doing like single. Here's a snippet that's
It's
blown
probably
up.
not even a good idea, but just for us and the way this project looks and feels and sounds, I'm like, we want to do it because we want.
This is our vision for it.
We've gotten this far.
Yeah.
Why would you change? You know what I mean? Like, this is what makes us different in my mind.
Yeah.
It's like, because as soon as we start trying to compete with everyone else in the exact same way, then it's like,
then
what's the point? Where's the cinema? It's just
I agree, and you guys are already kind of having a different approach. To stuff
that's
anyway.
what this project is. Like, it's not just a kind of pop project, and I love those pop projects, and I'm all for it. And the TikTok bait songs, I'm all for that. It's just
absolutely,
I get it.
It's just not what we're doing.
It's just a different. Yeah, it's not better or worse at all. It's just a different space.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and we are stoked to occupy the space we're in.
Yeah, I love it. So Tommy, he was with me with one of my favorite interview moments that I brought up to you last time because you have the song Excavate.
Excavate my pain. If I could read the world, my notebook and these thoughts in it.
With Macklemore. I mentioned how I was at the BMO Stadium and Tommy and I
filming in the bathroom.
Welcome to Bathroom Interviews. This is dope. Take a seat, pop a squat. One of the best stories ever. Everything was running late, and then they offered us the bathroom. Remember how hectic that was?
Oh, yeah.
But you worked with him on the track Excavate.
Yeah.
And I didn't really dive into how it actually was writing and working with him. But when you work with an artist like that, do they kind of give you freedom to be like, we want to hear what you come up with this part?
He was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was terrified.
Of course.
Yeah. 'Cause I was like, 20
Gosh.
Yeah, I don't think I could drink yet.
We were all so young before we got old.
I was freaking out because I just obviously never worked with anyone that big, and I'm like vaguely from Seattle area, so Macklemore. You know, like when I was 14, I was singing.
It was a
like,
big deal that like Thrift Shop was coming out and
Thrift
stuff, and he
Shop,
was getting the
and,
Grammys.
like, he was king, you know,
Yeah.
and so like working with him was so cool. And like I mentioned last time too, I mean, I was on edge, but he was so easy to work with.
And I loved that he's so open and willing to work with local artists from his area.
Well, that's what's so cool is like he really didn't need to do that.
Mhm.
For me. There was no advantage for him commercially. He could have picked anyone. I mean, his last song he had cut was with Kesha, and he's like,
Which
"Hey,
is a banger
like,
song.
this like band kid with the weird haircut, like come like sing a song." You know?
Yeah.
It was cool. It
No.
was really cool. Like he definitely makes an effort to lift up local artists, and it's not a hokey thing. Like he did it.
Mhm.
Like if anything, he took an L to like have a bunch of cool local kids on his record, and I think that's really awesome.
You guys need to get him in on a world's first cinema track now. Good
that'd
little
be-
Mac.
That'd be fun.
That'd be wild.
Do a rap or something.
Ben, if you're listening,
Ben, check it out.
He's
Remember the
definitely
bathroom
listening.
chat? Remember him? Excavate? Come on. And to also bring Tommy full circle into this. So Phil, obviously neck deep. They were made a big name for themselves in the pop punk world. When we first chatted, we were in 2014. I asked them about dreams and goals, and they said one was working with Blink. They got to work with Blink,
Oh,
toured with Blink,
sick.
which is amazing. Our favorite band of all time.
Yep.
Tommy back in 2002. I know I tell this story a lot, but was it 11 or 12?
12.
They had a contest, Blink did, and it was like promote our upcoming European tour for a chance to win lifetime guest list spots for Blink shows.
You won?
Tommy
I
won.
won.
Whoa, that's sick.
So I had to go to
Tommy,
both
What did you have
shows
to do
in LA.
for the competition?
We had to make a video, and the only rule was you needed to put their tour dates in the video. So I had just watched, this is over 10 years ago, and I had just watched a bunch of YouTube pranks, which was like pretty new at the time.
thing,
So I was
yeah.
like, okay, I'm going to use their lyrics as pickup lines on girls in public, like hidden camera
That's a
style.
really good
And then I got
idea.
nothing but rejections. And then,
which honestly probably made the video way better.
Yo, yeah. Yep.
Hey, I'm Tommy. I suck at getting girls, so today I'm gonna see if Blink-182 lyrics can be used as pickup lines. This world's an ugly place, but you're so beautiful to me.
Thank you. That's very sweet of you. I'm engaged.
Dang it!
And then, yeah, they emailed me and said, okay, you won.
That was it.
So sick.
Yeah.
Okay, you won.
But what makes it cool is I got to bring this up now. I had you send me the video because so after Tommy did that, it just set up his whole kind of future, brought him out to LA because then Vivo picked up that as an actual series, the lyric lines things.
Oh my god.
And so he
Yep.
started doing it for a bunch of different artists. And then this
They're cashing you out on that? What's up?
Yeah.
he made a good living from
Let's
it.
go.
I literally was able to move out here because of Vivo paying for those
You get
videos.
paid to try and pick up chicks.
Yeah, and fail.
Did you
So-
ever? did a chick ever like give you a number and thought?
No, not really.
Not one.
I only did
How many?
I only did like 30 episodes.
How many? Okay, so how many girls across the whole thing? How many girls do you think you approached?
Probably like 1,000.
Oh, you didn't have one girl.
I would say.
be like, oh, cool, yeah, you're.
So there would be girls that were less weirded out.
That's really
Some of
funny.
the- but now I got to show this video that Tommy.
I really
want
wanna see it.
No, but this
really
this was for another artist that he did it for, and then this is
Yeah.
cool to see how they blew up and the scale
Okay.
which they reach. And this is just in honor of what Tommy's going to tonight. So I'm gonna put this actual video on the computer screen.
Let's see it.
Oh, okay.
There's this darling boy,
Oh, I know
and
that.
he goes and just sings your lyrics to girls to try to pick them up. Have you
What about you?
Yeah.
Really? I want to see it. This viral video on YouTube of filmmaker Tommy Wooldridge is one swift-related story she did want to see.
How sick is that?
I talked to your dad.
My dad?
Yeah, he said go pick out a white dress, cause it's a love story. Just say yes.
Oh, that's cute.
Yes.
She almost went for it because he's so sweet about it.
I love you, and that's all I need to know. I mean, you need to know. I mean.
So he's a little off with the wall. Oh my God, he's
What's
the best.
so
He's
sick
the
about
best.
it is if
That's so good.
when I scroll through this one in particular, you just see all the different news places that picked up this lyric line stuff that Tommy was doing. And I
It's
thought that
pretty
was so
funny.
good. There was
Hilarious.
blowing my mind.
This is so much more interesting than was cinema.
there was an Ed Sheeran one where Ed Sheeran saw it. Someone in
Oh,
the
yeah.
interview said, "Have you seen the guy who uses your lyrics?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I love that guy."
I did it with Justin Bieber and
And
Scooter Braun
retweeted
posted
it. And
yeah.
This is incredible.
So literally for just 1 year and a half, my literal job was failing at picking up girls.
That's fun.
And what's real cool is he was so into the project that he actually spent the next 10 years still not being able to pick up on girls.
Yeah, that's
We just
true.
do that
I'm,
for free.
I'm a
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
method actor.
Yeah, I fail constantly.
Yeah,
and
no one's
one
paying
pays
us to
me.
fail.
Yeah, no one's paying us
call
to
for that.
flop. But so Tom, you're heading out to Taylor Swift tonight.
That's right. I'm seeing her live for the first time ever tonight.
Joy.
It's been a long time in the works.
It's gonna be rad.
Yeah.
It's gonna be exciting. I'm gonna try to get out to that because that is a tour. I feel like if you can go to a Stop of the Eras tour, there might never be another tour like the magnitude
Yeah,
of this
probably
one.
not. Like, until her next door.
Did you?
Tell
Yeah,
her.
did you
Yeah.
see in Seattle? Speaking of Seattle, that actually registered an earthquake.
Yeah.
because so many people were moving in the stadium.
Swifty earthquake.
Yeah,
Cool.
it was
Yeah.
it was swift and it was violent.
Merciless.
But I know that this was interview number 2 with you guys,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to try to backtrack too much on much of what we covered because
We
I
can
didn't
do
want
it.
it to feel
What's all
fake.
fresh?
Speaking of interview number 2, is it going to ruin your life if I go and take a piss?
You know what? Then actually go pee, check your phone
Fine.
to see if there's any music
Oh, no,
video
they
stuff
can
you have to
wait.
get over, and I'll sit here chatting with the old J Dog. So I guess we'll just jump into. I want to talk movie stuff. Who would your dream filmmaker be to score a film for?
I'm
Funny
excited
enough,
about this
that's,
question.
Like, such a good Phil question.
All right, well, ask him when he comes
But
in.
I know Christopher Nolan's up there.
Oh, Christopher Nolan.
Spielberg, but that's
Did you see Oppenheimer yet?
I did.
The score was awesome.
The score was
Was it Hans Zimmer? Who did the score?
No, but I thought it was, but then when the end credits came,
no, it wasn't.
yeah.
And
It's John Sinclair.
I think
Yeah.
yeah, in the future maybe.
Yeah, you never know. Hey, I think that you're building up to cool stuff with this, and I'm interested to see what avenues or doors this kind of opens up to you guys as well.
Yeah, that's what's kind of interesting. I like we will move into that space.
Yeah.
And I'm really intrigued to see how it's going to look because, like, you know, we're going to do the band thing, and we've always talked about having the band thing in one hand and then, like, the legit film score thing in the other hand. And I'm not quite sure, like, how that works yet, but, you know,
And what I love though is at the same time the incorporating with your own songs with the music videos. That's really bringing it all full circle and being able to have a visual cinematic side to the audio cinematic side. But Phil, what I had asked John was, who's a dream director or filmmaker that you would love to score for?
Oh, man. I mean...
besides Tommy.
Besides,
Yes.
I want to score your next pickup video.
Pickup Lines video.
I'll use your lyrics as pickup lines.
Yeah.
It seems like a really obvious one and like kind of the most like basic bitch way to answer it, but I mean doing like a Christopher Nolan movie would obviously
That's
be
what he
insane.
just said.
Obviously insane because of like the scope of his movie, like the realm in which you could do musically. But I will say more of like a personal taste thing. I'd love to do a Robert Eggers movie.
Yeah.
Who's Robert Eggers? What is some stuff he does?
The Lighthouse.
Yeah, he did The Lighthouse.
Witch.
I never saw.
Oh,
but I
it's good.
really
The
wanted
Witch.
to see it. Oh,
The Witch
have-
is so cool.
So on The
I
Witch,
love The Witch.
if you know the poster of it, which I got to pull it up really quick because
Yeah.
the Witch movie poster.
Are you going to say that we have a hoodie that rips it off? Because
No,
we
do you?
We do.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
They're like,
funny.
you know, the way
No.
the English folklore, we have a hoodie and it's the font. It says Warsaw Cinema.
Oh, it's sick.
Yeah.
Because I have something that rips it off too. Let me get to a damn picture of this. Puberty's striking. Sorry, but look at my own thing rips it off right here.
Oh, wow.
So it's
Yeah.
pretty damn similar to that thing right there.
Hell yeah.
So you
Yeah,
can-
it totally is
you can
exactly
see
the
that.
same.
But
Yeah,
that
I
movie's
love his
fantastic.
movies. They're so just haunting. I just think they'd be so fun to do the music without because they're just so weird. You could do so much weird stuff with it.
Are you excited for Nosferatu?
I'm very excited.
Oh, is
Yeah.
he remaking it?
Yeah.
Oh,
With Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Oh, he's playing Nosferatu?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was in Lighthouse as well, right?
He was, yeah, and him and Robert Pattinson. Lighthouse is so weird.
I never saw it.
It is.
It's great.
We'll watch it together.
It's like a nightmare in like the best way. But yeah, so I
didn't
don't
it have
know.
like really weird special effects?
There's just
Or
like
did-
a couple scenes with weird.
Yeah, I mean it's all black and white,
Elements.
and it looks like old like Super 8 footage or something. Like it really does look like some horrible nightmare or something. It's and it's in a really weird like square aspect ratio or something like that.
So they went all out with just like the super vintagey look.
Yes.
Yeah. Was it shot on film? Do either of you have any idea? Tommy, you would know that.
It was. I don't remember any details, but
I
yeah.
don't remember the details. I'll probably butcher it, but yeah, it's a cool one though. It's a cool one. Very different from The Witch.
Tomorrow, what I live in LA is that they show older movies in theaters that you can go and see. My favorite movie of all time is Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead. The 2004
cool.
one. They're playing it tomorrow at New Beverly, Quentin
Sick.
Tarantino's movie theater.
Yeah.
And I'm so hyped to see that. Tommy, the ghosts are coming in again.
Heck.
Can you go
I'm
and
actually doing one of those in a couple of weeks too. I'm going to see Old Boy.
Oh, the original one?
Yes.
Now, that is a twisted film.
There's a few places doing it. AMC's doing like a few shows because it's like the 20th anniversary.
Yep, AMC.
Um,
And it's the 19th anniversary for Dawn of the Dead. So it's...
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
when you
like
get the
thinking about-
anniversaries, you get those screenings. But yeah, so
cool.
I love that you can do that.
Oh, but Old Boy was wild.
So
Yeah.
good.
That's
I haven't
one of
seen
those-
it in years too, so I'm like excited to watch it again.
Yeah, it's like with Dawn of the Dead. I've probably seen it 20 times, but I haven't seen it in a decade or plus.
Yeah.
So it's going to be so fun with like
Yeah.
a more adult headspace to go in and really watch it. and
Yeah,
pick up
I
on the
just
stuff.
went and saw Boogie Nights recently at the Brain Dead Theatre.
Never seen Boogie Nights.
You've never seen Boogie Nights?
No.
Great,
Great.
man. Come on.
Damn.
Paul Thomas Anderson.
We're slacking here. John, have you seen Boogie Nights?
Nah.
Thank God. Okay, I'm not
Such a
alone
good
here.
movie.
Stoked that you guys have a brand new music video finally out. You got to get those color graded notes sent off, I know, because
We do.
as of right now, we're hours away from you actually dropping it.
Yes.
Send
So-
this to Luigi when this comes out.
I-
Like, he's right here blowing me up, trying to get me to tell him that it's okay.
So I'm gonna let you go and do that. The video is out now for Palm Reader, which is also the title of the new EP from World's First Cinema.
Yeah.
Coming
yeah.
in October on Fearless Records.
That's right.
I appreciate you guys coming back in after my big fuck up last week, which I was so embarrassed about.
No worries, man.
No worries.
It happens.
We're here. We're here now.
We're here. It was a good chat. I'm glad I was able to see the video in the meantime. But other than that, keep having a great one. Go take care of your music video notes.
Appreciate
and
you, brother.
Thanks for stopping by, guys.
We'll see you next time.